Your Ford has hidden settings that are quietly destroying engine performance and costing you thousands in premature repair. Most owners have no idea these features are even active, let alone how much damage they're causing. I've been a Ford technician for over 15 years, and I've seen the same pattern repeatedly. Trucks and SUVs come in with excessive starter wear, transmission problems, and engine carbon buildup. The common factor: owners who left these factory settings active without understanding the consequences. Today, we're exposing 5 Ford settings you should turn off immediately. Setting number 2 has caused so many starter failures that aftermarket companies built entire businesses around disabling it. And setting number 1? It's costing owners thousands in carbon cleaning services they don't even realize they need. Pay close attention because Ford won't tell you about these problems. Let's start with one that sounds helpful but actually hurts your engine when used incorrectly. Setting 5. The Eco Mode. During towing or heavy load, the Eco Mode is designed to maximize fuel economy by dulling throttle response, altering shift patterns, and limiting power output. But using it during towing or hauling heavy loads is seriously damaging your engine and transmission. Here's what Eco Mode actually does. It reprograms the throttle to deliver less power at any given pedal position. The transmission shifts to higher gears earlier and stays there longer to keep RPMs low. On turbocharged EcoBoost engines, the wastegate opens more frequently to limit boost pressure, which reduces power and fuel consumption. This works fine for highway cruising or city driving when you're not working the engine hard. But when you're towing a 7,000-pound trailer or hauling heavy cargo, Eco Mode forces your engine to work harder than it should. The transmission stays in higher gears when it should be downshifting. This causes the engine to lug, operating at low RPMs under heavy load. Lugging an engine creates excessive cylinder pressure and increases combustion chamber temperatures. Over time, this accelerates carbon buildup on piston tops and intake valves. The transmission fluid overheats, breaking down faster and losing its protective properties. I've seen transmissions fail prematurely because owners left Eco Mode active while towing regularly. Ford even recommends against using Eco Mode when towing heavy loads, though they don't make this obvious. The owner's manual states that tow-haul mode should be engaged when towing, but many owners ignore this and leave Eco Mode active thinking they're saving fuel. The solution is simple. Never use Eco Mode when towing anything over 3,000 pounds or hauling heavy cargo exceeding 1,000 pounds. Use normal mode for light duties and tow-haul mode when working the truck hard. Your engine and transmission will thank you with longer life and fewer expensive repairs. If you've been using Eco Mode while towing and notice sluggish performance, schedule a transmission fluid service. Overheated transmission fluid needs to be replaced before permanent damage occurs. For turbocharged engines, consider having the turbo inspected for bearing wear if you've been running Eco Mode extensively while towing. Setting 4. The Active Park Assist and Pro Trailer Backup Assist. These automated parking and trailer backing features sound convenient, but they're creating expensive steering and brake system problems that most owners don't know are connected to these settings. Active Park Assist takes control of your steering to automatically parallel park or back into spaces. Pro Trailer Backup Assist does the same for trailer backing. Both systems constantly activate the electric power steering motor and brakes to make fine adjustments without driver input. Here's the problem. The electric power steering motor in modern Fords is designed for normal driving conditions where you make smooth, deliberate inputs. These automated systems make hundreds of small corrections during a single parking maneuver, working the steering motor far harder than normal use. Over time, this excessive use causes the power steering motor to overheat and fail prematurely. I've seen power steering motors fail with as little as 40,000 miles on trucks where owners use these automated features regularly. Replacing a power steering motor costs $800 to $1,500 depending on the model. But that's not all. The brake system suffers too. Active Park Assist applies individual brakes to help position the vehicle. This creates uneven brake pad wear and can cause the brake calipers to stick. The system also cycles the ABS pump frequently, which can lead to premature ABS module failure. Ford knows about these problems but won't publicize them because these features are major selling points. Dealership service departments have seen increasing numbers of power steering and brake system failures on vehicles with these automated features active. The solution is straightforward. Turn off Active Park Assist and Pro Trailer Backup Assist unless you absolutely need them. Learn to park and back trailers manually. It takes practice, but it saves your steering and brake systems from unnecessary wear. To disable these features, go into your vehicle settings menu on the touchscreen. Navigate to Driver Assistance and turn off Active Park Assist and Pro Trailer Backup Assist. On some models, you can also disable them using the steering wheel controls. If you've been using these features extensively and notice heavy steering, grinding noises when turning, or uneven brake wear, have your power steering system and brakes inspected. Early detection can prevent complete system failure that leaves you stranded. If you're finding this information valuable, go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe right now, because we're about to expose the 3 worst settings that are ruining your engine and costing Ford owners the most money in repairs. Setting 3. Extended idle without load. This isn't a setting you turn on intentionally, but it's a behavior pattern that's destroying Ford engines, particularly EcoBoost turbocharged motors. Extended idling without driving the vehicle creates conditions that accelerate carbon buildup and oil contamination. Many owners start their trucks and let them idle for extended periods to warm up in winter or cool down the cab in summer. Some people sit in parking lots with the engine running for 20 or 30 minutes. This seems harmless, but it's causing serious problems. When an engine idles, it operates at low temperature and minimal load. The combustion process isn't efficient because the cylinders never reach optimal operating temperature. Fuel doesn't burn completely, and combustion byproducts accumulate in the oil and on internal engine surfaces. For direct injection EcoBoost engines, this is particularly damaging. The incomplete combustion creates oil vapor and fuel residue that the PCV system routes back into the intake. Without the cleaning effect of high-temperature operation, this contamination coats the intake valves with carbon deposits. I've inspected engines that idled extensively for work purposes, like police vehicles or contractor trucks left running at job sites. The intake valves showed carbon buildup so severe that airflow was restricted by 40% or more. This causes rough idle misfires and significant power loss. The oil also suffers too. Extended idling allows fuel dilution in the oil because the piston rings don't seal as well at low temperatures. The oil level actually rises as unburned fuel washes past the rings and mixes with the crankcase oil. This diluted oil can't protect engine bearings properly. Turbochargers hate extended idling. The turbo doesn't spool at idle, so the bearings receive minimal oil flow. But the exhaust side of the turbo still gets hot from exhaust gases, creating a temperature imbalance. This accelerates bearing wear and can cause the turbo to develop play in the shaft. Ford's official position is that extended idling should be minimized, though they don't emphasize this in marketing materials. The owner's manual recommends shutting off the engine rather than idling for extended periods, but most people ignore this advice. The solution is simple, but requires changing your habits. Don't idle your Ford for more than 2 or 3 minutes. If you need to wait in your vehicle, shut the engine off. Modern fuel injection starts easily and doesn't require warm-up time like older carbureted engines did. In winter, limit warm-up time to 2 minutes maximum. Modern engines reach operating temperature quickly once you start driving. In summer, run the air conditioning while driving rather than sitting in a parking lot idling. If you've been idling extensively and notice rough running, consider an induction service to remove carbon buildup. Also schedule an oil change to remove fuel-diluted oil before it damages bearings. For turbocharged engines, have the turbo inspected for shaft play if you've idled for hundreds of hours. Setting 2. The Auto Start-Stop System. This is the big one that drives Ford owners crazy. The Auto Start-Stop system shuts off your engine every time you stop at a traffic light or sit in traffic. It's supposed to save fuel, but it's creating expensive mechanical problems and very little actual savings. Auto Start-Stop was designed primarily to help Ford meet corporate average fuel economy standards, not to benefit owners. The system shuts down the engine when you come to a complete stop with your foot on the brake, then restarts it when you release the brake pedal. Here's what Ford doesn't advertise. Every time that engine stops and restarts, you're creating wear on critical components. The starter motor is designed for increased cycles, but it still experiences accelerated wear compared to conventional starters that only start the engine a few times per day. I've seen starter failures on Ford F-150s and Explorers with as little as 50,000 miles because of auto start-stop. A starter replacement costs $400 to $800 depending on the model. That's far more than any fuel savings the system provides. The battery takes a beating too. Auto Start-Stop requires a high-performance AGM battery that can handle frequent discharge and recharge cycles. These batteries cost $250 to $400 to replace, compared to $120 to $180 for a conventional battery. This extra cost also offsets any fuel savings. Cam phasers in Ford engines are particularly vulnerable to start-stop wear. When the engine shuts off and immediately restarts, oil pressure drops momentarily before building back up. The cam phasers rely on proper oil pressure to function correctly. Repeated start-stop cycles accelerate cam phaser wear, leading to the infamous cold start rattle that plagues many Ford engines. Cam phaser replacement costs $2,000 to $5,500, depending on whether you need timing chains, guides, and tensioners replaced simultaneously. I've seen F-150s with the 3.5-liter EcoBoost need cam phaser work at 60,000 miles because of excessive start-stop use. The fuel savings are negligible. Independent testing shows that auto start-stop saves about 0.1 to 0.3 miles per gallon in real-world driving. Over a year, that's maybe $30 to $50 in fuel savings. Compare that to a $600 starter replacement or a $3,000 cam phaser repair. Safety is also a concern. At traffic lights, auto start-stop can create lag when you need to accelerate quickly. The engine takes a second or two to restart and respond. In emergency situations where you need immediate acceleration to avoid a collision, that delay could be dangerous. Many Ford dealers quietly tell customers to disable auto start-stop, even though Ford officially supports the system. Mechanics know the problems it creates and how much repair work it generates. The solution is to disable auto start-stop every time you start your vehicle. There's a button on the dashboard, typically near the shifter or on the center console. Press it once and the system stays off until you shut down and restart the truck. The downside is, you have to press this button every single time you start the vehicle. Ford doesn't allow permanent disabling through the factory settings because the system is required for EPA fuel economy certification. Fortunately, aftermarket companies recognized this problem and created permanent solutions. Devices like the Auto Stop Eliminator plug into your vehicle's electrical system and automatically disable start-stop every time you start the engine. They cost $100 to $150 and install in about 15 minutes. Many Ford owners consider this a must-have modification. If you've been running auto start-stop extensively and notice starter problems, rattling on cold starts, or battery issues, have your vehicle inspected. Early cam phaser problems can often be addressed with oil changes using quality synthetic oil and reducing start-stop usage. Setting 1. Ignoring drive modes for engine conditions. The number one setting mistake Ford owners make is running their vehicles in the wrong drive mode for operating conditions. This single error is responsible for more carbon buildup, transmission problems, and reduced engine life than any other factor. Modern Fords have multiple drive modes: normal, eco, sport, tow haul, and sometimes terrain-specific modes. Each mode changes throttle response, transmission shift points, and engine parameters. Using the wrong mode for your driving conditions accelerates wear and creates performance problems. The biggest mistake is leaving the vehicle in normal mode all the time, particularly when towing or hauling. Normal mode doesn't provide the aggressive downshifting and engine braking you need when towing. The transmission stays in higher gears longer, causing excessive heat buildup in the clutch packs. I've seen transmissions fail at 80,000 miles because owners towed heavy trailers exclusively in normal mode. The transmission fluid overheats repeatedly, breaking down the friction modifiers and causing clutch pack failure. And a transmission rebuild costs $3,500 to $5,000. For EcoBoost engines, running in eco mode during spirited driving or highway passing actually increases carbon buildup. Eco mode limits boost pressure and keeps the engine at lower RPMs. When you need power, you mash the throttle harder to compensate. This creates rich fuel conditions where not all fuel burns completely, leaving carbon deposits in the combustion chambers and on intake valves. But the sport mode has the opposite problem. Running sport mode constantly in city driving keeps the transmission in lower gears longer, which increases RPMs and fuel consumption. The engine runs hotter than necessary, accelerating oil breakdown and increasing wear on valve train components. The transmission shift programming in sport mode also holds gears longer, which creates more heat in the transmission fluid. Over time, this reduces transmission life and can cause premature failure of solenoids and clutch packs. For turbocharged engines, sport mode runs more boost pressure more frequently. While the components are designed for this, constant high boost operation accelerates turbocharger bearing wear. I've seen turbos need replacement at 100,000 miles on vehicles that exclusively ran sport mode. The solution requires using the appropriate mode for your driving conditions. Here's how to do it correctly. Use normal mode for everyday driving, commuting, and light hauling. This provides the best balance of performance, efficiency, and component longevity. Switch to tow haul mode anytime you're towing a trailer exceeding 3,000 pounds or hauling heavy cargo. Tow haul mode provides aggressive downshifting, increased engine braking, and altered transmission shift points that protect the transmission from overheating. Use sport mode only for highway passing or spirited driving sessions. The increased throttle response and lower gear holding benefit performance, but increase wear when used constantly. Never use eco mode when towing, hauling, or driving in mountains. The limited power output forces the engine to work harder under load, creating conditions for carbon buildup and transmission overheating. For F-150s and Super Duties with trailer-specific modes, always engage the proper mode when towing. The vehicle's computer optimizes all systems, including stability control and brake management, based on the mode selected. Many owners don't realize their driving mode selection directly affects long-term reliability. Ford doesn't emphasize this in marketing because they want the vehicles to feel versatile and easy to use. But mechanics see the consequences every day in the shop. If you've been using the wrong drive modes and notice transmission slipping, rough shifting, or reduced power, have the transmission fluid inspected. Overheated fluid appears dark brown or black and smells burnt. A transmission fluid service costs $150 to $300, but can prevent a $4,000 rebuild. For EcoBoost engines showing carbon buildup symptoms like rough idle or reduced power, consider an induction service or walnut blasting to remove deposits. Then commit to using the correct drive modes going forward to prevent recurrence. Ford designed these features to meet regulatory requirements and appeal to buyers, not necessarily to maximize engine longevity. Take action today. Go through your Ford settings and make these changes. Your engine will last longer, run stronger, and save you thousands in avoided repairs. If you found these settings helpful, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, and drop a comment below telling me which of these settings you're guilty of using incorrectly. And don't forget to share this video with other Ford owners who need to see this information. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.